All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my NFL picks and predictions. We are on to week 8 now. Last week didn't too. I mean, I did pretty decent overall. 6-7 on the money line, and 8-5 on spreads. So I mean, this is what I was afraid was gonna happen. I was afraid that I would start, doing well on spreads, but not doing well on money line, and vice versa. And so far, it seems like that is the case. But anyway, we move on. Very not ideal at all. But yeah, 6-7 on the official record. That brings my total this year to 59-44. Week 8, man, what happened? Six teams on a bye last week, and now all 32 teams are playing. So we got 16 games to get through. So let's just jump right into it. First game, Thursday Night Football. The Bucks are traveling to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Bills are sliding right now, but the Bills always do this where they have their slumps and then out of nowhere they just beat down on a mediocre or on a bad to mediocre team. And at this point in the season, we're a little halfway through. The Bucks are mid. They're mediocre, at best. They're just a bad team. They got off to a hot start, and what I think happened is that the league caught on to them. The league caught on to Baker Mayfield. He's not that hard to read as a quarterback. So give me the Bills here to win and cover the spread -8.5. Next game, Jets at Giants. The Battle of New York. We do not get this game very often. It's gonna be a fun one. Kind of neutral field advantage if that's even a thing, since both teams do play in the same stadium. The Jets, man, they're on a roll here, 3-3. They're surprising a lot of people. Great defense. Good weapons on offense, but then again, it's Zach Wilson. You never know with him. You can't trust him. And with the Giants, I know Daniel Jones is coming back, but I don't know. I really like Tyrod Taylor. I really like Taylor. I think he makes better decisions. I think he's more mobile. He's more experienced. But yeah, Jones is going to start. This is going to be a really close game, I believe. I think both teams are playing better now. The Giants, they're 2-5, but that was a pretty, the last two games have been really competitive, and they honestly they should be 3-4. The Bills didn't get lucky, but give me the Jets here to win. But I do have the Giants covering the +3 spread. I think it's going to be either a field goal or less type of game. Next game, Jaguars at Steelers. So, listen, the Jaguars, I think they've only lost 3 games since November of last year. And I think all those, all three of the 4 games or all games were losses to the Chiefs. So this Jags team is pretty good. The Steelers, man, listen, I like them, but I don't like what I'm seeing. They're playing really sloppy football. The play calling is still, in my opinion, very questionable. Barely get out of Los Angeles with the win. So yeah, I expect the Jaguars to come in here and to win this game decisively. So give me the Jags to win and cover the -2 spread. Next game, Eagles at Commanders. So this team just played against each other a few weeks ago, and it was a pretty close game, I believe. I think the Commanders covered the spread, which was 8.5. It's a divisional game. They're going to keep it close. But I do have the Eagles here to come out with the win. I just think they have the much better talent, their coaching advantage. You name it, etc. And plus the Commanders, they don't need to be winning all these games. Let's not forget they do have a new owner, and I'm sure that new owner wants to kind of hit the reset button with this team. So yeah, give me the Eagles to win this game, but the Commanders to cover the +7 spread. Next game, Rams at Cowboys. The Rams, in my opinion, are in a kind of a purgatory state where they're not bad enough to tank, but they're also not good enough to be a legit contender. And the Cowboys are the Cowboys. It's the same story year after year. They're really good against bad teams, but against good coaches, decent teams with schemes, They just fall apart. And that win against the Chargers last week was not convincing at all. I mean, that game even worse in my opinion on them. They should have beat that Chargers team by at least 10 points, but they barely won with the field goal. And the Rams, I do like their coaching better. I think they have a more explosive offense. And plus, what I think is going to happen is that the Rams don't have a great defense, but if Aaron Donald can get to Dak Prescott a couple of times and hit him a few times, that's all you need to do against Dak Prescott. You just need to hit him, you just need to rattle him, and he's gonna play significantly worse. So give me the Rams to win this game and cover the +6.5 spread. Next game, Vikings at Packers. The Packers are sliding. It's obvious at this point that Jordan Love is not the quarterback of the future. And listen, that's okay. The Packers have been a great team for the last 20 years, and now it's just time to suck. And with the Vikings are on a heater now. They're 3-4, just beat the Niners at home without Justin Jefferson. It's very weird with this Vikings team because, yes, they've won 3 games in a row, but it's the Vikings. Let's not forget they started 0-4. They're turnover prone. We just don't know with this team. So, my emotions say go with the Vikings here, -1, and that's what I'm going to do. So, give me the Vikings here, -1. Next game, Falcons at Titans. I love this game. I love this game so much. Falcons just got off a huge win, a huge divisional win against the Buccaneers. They're hot right now. Desmond Ridder is feeling himself, right? Everyone's going to go in on the Falcons here. Meanwhile, the Tennessee Titans, they just traded their star safety. Tannehill's out. They're rumored to start Will Levis and Malik Willis in this game. Or not start, but, play them both. There are rumors circulating that Derrick Henry is available for trade, that, it's a hot flash sale on the Titans. Everyone's available, blah, blah, blah. So many people are going to go with the Falcons here just because of everything I just mentioned. A freaking cat. But let's not forget, in the NFL, it's always the opposite. So give me the Titans here to win this game and cover the spread +2.5. Next game, Patriots at Dolphins. Pretty easy here. The Patriots aren't winning two games in a row. The Dolphins aren't losing 2 games in a row. It's in Miami. In Miami, they have real home field advantage because Miami, their sidelines are in the shade, whereas the other team is just getting blasted by the sun. So give me the Dolphins here to dominate this team, -9.5. All right, halfway through. Jeez Louise. Saints at Colts. Colts, they put up really good numbers last week against the Browns team that is pretty good, that's going to make it to the playoffs. But the Saints they're just burning me this year. Every time I pick them, they lose, and then every time I don't pick them, they win. Oh man, what is it? What a disaster of an offense. I liked this team initially in the beginning of the season, but as the season has gone on, they're so disappointing and ugly to watch. It's just absolutely disgusting. And for that reason, I have to pick the Colts here. I have to, -1.5. I'm sorry. I cannot pick this putrid of an offense. It's just so disgusting to watch. Mainly because of all their weapons. It's just so pathetic. Give me the Colts here to win. Texans at Panthers. I'm going to go with storyline here. CJ Stroud has been the better quarterback. The Texans have been the better team. Panthers are winless on this season, 0-6. Everyone's going to go in on the Texans here to win. Not me, baby. Give me the Panthers here to win their first game of the year, +3. Book it. Next game, Cleveland Browns at Seahawks. For whatever reason, the Seahawks are favored -3. Listen, is that just because PJ Walker is... Listen, there is a healthy, legitimate debate that PJ Walker is better than Deshaun Watson. And I kind of agree. I mean, if you look at both quarterbacks play, honestly, there's not that much of a difference, but I do give the slight edge to PJ Walker. The thing is, though, PJ Walker isn't getting paid $50 million a year. Right? So, I mean, he's got some grit. He's got some character to him. I love the Browns here, +2.5 when everyone is doubting them. Give me that pick. Next game, Bengals at 49ers. Yeah, listen, the Bengals, they're on a streak right now. They look unbeatable. this is the time of year where they get hot and start winning a lot of. First of all, how is this not the Sunday night football game? Like honestly, if you're the NFL, put this on Sunday night. I don't care if you have to put two games on Sunday night. The Bears and Chargers, and we'll get to that in a second. But what a terrible primetime game. Anyway, Niners aren't losing 3 in a row. Listen, Brock Purdy is going through a bit of a slump here, but I think with home field advantage, you definitely got to go with the Niners here, -5.5. All right, I'm going to speed through these last 4 games since they're mostly crappy. Chiefs at Broncos. Listen, call me crazy, call me stupid, but give me the Broncos here, +8 and an upset. No explanation. You just gotta do things, to do them. Ravens versus at Cardinals. Cardinals have not covered the spread since I think week 3, so I'm gonna keep going. Well, you know what? I think this team randomly covers the spread this week. The Ravens just destroyed the Lions. I don't think that's gonna happen again against a bad team. Obviously, the Ravens are gonna win somehow, but I do have the Cardinals winning, covering the spread +8.5. Bears at Chargers. I'm fading the Chargers here. I do not care. Bears +8.5. I don't care. It's a stupid game. Are you kidding me? Chicago Bears at Los Angeles. Ugh, I just feel like throwing up. Give me the Bears +8.5. Last game of the year. Sorry, not of the year. I'm tripping. Last game of the week. Monday Night Football. Another pretty terrible primetime game. Raiders at Lions. The Lions are just the overall better team with a better coach. I don't care who the Raiders start at quarterback. It can be Jimmy G. Are they going to put up points? Maybe. But this Lions team just got embarrassed. Absolutely disgusted on the road. They're back at home in a dome. Give me the Lions here to win -8. So, guys, those are my Week 8 picks. Listen, we'll see. We're in a bit of a slump. We're in a bit of a slump ourselves right now, putting up pretty mediocre numbers. So hopefully that changes pretty soon here. But hey, I guess we'll see. Thanks for watching my videos, and as always, picks are always in the description. Peace.